Warning, this podcast contains lots of spoilers. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Supernatural Season 10, Episode 4, Paper Moon. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me, fraying me to, the last edges of my sanity this night, as usual, are Omi and Heather.
Howdy.
Hi.
Fuck you in that hat. Filling in for Cleo is Dom.
What's going on?
She said howdy, and she's wearing a cowboy hat.
Duty?
Howdy doody.
Wrong podcast.
I see what she did there. You're in for it tonight, dude.
Yeah, I'm totally in for it tonight, so... I already know your opinions because of pre-show and everything, but what did you guys think of this episode?
I loved it. I loved every last second of it.
You're a
and
liar.
I'm not even kidding.
You're a liar.
No, I'm not.
I
I actually liked
enjoyed
this
it.
episode.
I did like it too, to be honest.
I hated it.
I know you two hated it.
I didn't say I hated it.
In terms of plot, obviously this is not a plot-centric episode.
No.
This is one of their famous filler episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But it really focused on sibling rivalries, which is something that overall we've seen with Sam and Dean this whole time, but now we get to focus it on two supernatural creatures having the same pretty much exact thing that we're seeing with Sam and Dean this whole time, except Sam and Dean are basically hypocrites in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bonding between Sam and Dean this episode. I think that's why they went this route with Tasha and Kate.
Yeah, but you know what? You also say it wasn't a plot-centric episode, but it kind of was. It had enough plot in it, it's post-Demon Dean. I think they handled it well. They're just chilling, having beers, while on a break, and then it's let's go kill some monsters.
I think that's the only part of, other than referencing the things that they've done in the past while Dean was a demon, that was the only part that was even close to being plot. The rest of it was filler.
Yeah, the whole, the werewolf stuff and all that, that was filler and things like that. But they did, the whole episode, talk a lot about, what Dean did and what Sam did,
Mm-hmm.
They brought up Letter a couple times.
Once.
Twice.
3 times.
4 times.
Ha ha ha.
I don't know. The episode was okay for me.
I really liked it, but one of the things I really liked about it too was Dean just straight up lying about a cure for werewolves.
Yeah.
And Sam going along with it.
That was I thought Sam wasn't going to go along with it at first, but
It's very unlike Sam to go along with something like that.
yeah, it was kind of extreme, even for Dean at that point.
Yeah.
So we have a cure.
We'll fix it.
We'll fix you. You'll be
We'll
fine.
fix it.
You'll be
Little
fine.
Band-Aid, some tape.
Mm-hmm. The cure
little
is
holy water.
the cure is in no way made out of silver.
I
Sure it
don't want to say that the episode was completely terrible. Oh my god, I'm never watching it again. It was boring after what we've had for the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a huge downer from these amazing episodes back to back to back. And again, like I said last week, they really got rid of Dean being a demon way too fast. They could have
did.
written that out longer.
I have a feeling it's coming back.
I do too. I 100%
I hope
believe
so.
that he's going to be a demon again in 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think so.
Something's gonna go wrong with the mark, and he's gonna kill, and then be killed, and then wake up again with black eyes.
He's not gonna die again. That's just stupid.
He might.
Well, that's how the transition
Stupid.
happened. He died.
Well, I
It
mean,
might.
the transition has happened already. I mean, the trigger is already there. He he needs to work up to that point again.
But they cured him, so they
They
basically
cured-
have
They
to start
think
from
they cured
square
him.
one.
They cured him from the demon,
Yeah.
but the mark is still there, so he's still kind of linked. So I'm thinking that if he does actually kill with his bare hands, that demon part is going to come rushing back.
That is true, because he didn't get to kill anyone this episode, so we
No.
don't know what the consequences of that are going to be.
You're right. Yeah, they played that very carefully. He didn't kill anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam's not letting him kill anybody, so it seems. He was very hesitant to let, Dean even do this in the first place.
Did Dean end up killing one of the werewolf lackeys, or was it both Sam?
Both Sam. You notice, Sam stabbed the one, and then the other was going after Dean, and Sam reached over and stabbed that one, too.
Okay.
Even with his bum arm,
And then the sister killed her sister.
the one werewolf lady
it
killed
Kate?
the other.
Kate, I think it was? Yeah.
Kate killed Tasha.
Tasha.
Yes.
And then I thought she was going to turn the knife and kill herself, to be honest. But she didn't. I don't know. We'll see her again.
Yeah.
But going back to the cure for a second, we know that there's a cure for demonism. There's a cure for vampirism.
Why wouldn't there be a cure for, lycanthropy?
Have they just not looked hard enough?
I thought Kevin looked into it at one point, and he didn't come to a conclusion. But I mean, yeah, there's a cure for pretty much everything else, so why not, lycanthropy or whatever the fuck the term is.
werewolfism.
Right.
We'll call it werewolfism.
Okay.
Yeah, I would expect there to be some kind of cure out there. Maybe.
Including Wolfbane and
If
all those things.
if they do come
Right.
up with a cure, I'm gonna be very upset if we don't see Kate again.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see her again.
They
Cure or
definitely
not.
they left her story kind of hanging, the whole because usually the boys close whatever it is the case. The case was Kate in this episode, so she just kind of ran off. They didn't get to close it, so we'll see her again.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they even said, we'll see you again, and she goes, I hope you don't.
I hope you don't. Don't blame her in that situation. Speaking of Sam's injury, he killed 2 werewolves with it, and I just love Dean in the beginning. He's like, dude, you've been kicked, beaten, stabbed, bitten, scratched, possessed, and killed, and you sprain your elbow.
Well, I don't know if you guys have discussed this, but do you know the real reason why he's in the sling?
I don't
He's
remember.
actually hurt, isn't
Yeah,
he?
He's really hurt in real life. It has nothing
Yeah.
to do with the show. They had to write this in. He was fooling around at one of the conventions, and he went and wrestled one of the other. No, it wasn't somebody from the TV show. It was somebody else, that was at Comic-Con, a celebrity of some sort. I don't know exactly who it was. But he was play wrestling around with him on stage, and he dislocated his shoulder.
Oh.
Damn.
So, typical supernatural faction, they have to make a joke at it, and
Right.
Of course.
Right,
It
of
wouldn't-
course.
It's like
crazy.
when Jensen and whatever Sam did the Harlem Shake in Tokyo. They brought it into the damn show at one point. Remember?
Yeah, they did do that.
Yeah,
That was ridiculous.
it was. But I mean, they do that shit. Whenever they do something stupid over at a con or at a function, they bring it onto the show to make fun of them.
Oh, he was wrestling the kid who played Kevin Tran backstage.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's
it
how
was
he.
something from Supernatural.
Oh,
They were
have-
play wrestling, and he
Yeah.
dislocated
Actually,
his
that
shoulder.
reminds me. There was Kevin. Kevin posted something on Twitter, and he was kind of throwing a joke over at Jared. So I guess it makes sense now.
Cleo.
Yeah.
Kevin is dead, and he's never coming back. For when she watches this episode, I'm gonna get a call tomorrow or the next day or a text.
Get
It's
a
gonna be
call. Get a call. No, she's gonna break down our freaking door and stab you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a knock at the door. I'm gonna open the door and be like, "Yes," and then she's just gonna be rage Cleo, like, "Ah!"
And I'm gonna be doing this, recording the whole thing.
I could just totally see her with rage face coming through the door, like, Gah!
Which this whole thing with Sam actually injuring his shoulder at a convention goes to think if I know we'll get into this a little bit in a moment, but next week's episode, whether or not it's going to tie in there, they're going to make a joke on it.
Oh, right.
Maybe. I'm so excited. I want to see these guys sing.
I know. I saw the preview for it and I was like, are you fucking serious? Are they really doing it? And Steven's like, God, no, not this musical shit. I was like, please, some of the best shows have done a musical episode that were the most amazing thing, like with Buffy, when they did Once More with Feeling. That was the most amazing Buffy episode ever. And I'm like, Supernatural's jumping on this bandwagon. I mean,
even
so
recently, Psych has done one, just before they went off the air, and their musical number was amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the musical episodes. Sad Firefly didn't go long enough to get one, because Joss Whedon would have done that.
Of
There'll
course.
probably be a musical Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode in the next couple of years.
That's exciting.
I love it. But yeah, next week is their 200th episode, and it's musical.
Yay.
And Dean's not happy about it.
Of course not.
There's no music in Supernatural. No, there is no singing in Supernatural.
And he's going to sing for
I
us.
seem to recall him singing in the premiere.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Very
so
true.
singing.
He sang songs a couple times. In the beginning of the season, he was singing fucking karaoke.
Bad karaoke.
Maybe that's why he's mad about it, because he's looking back at himself in demon form and performing for karaoke and going,
Well, he said Sam, it was embarrassing. Like, he had a bromance with Crowley.
I'm really excited about it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm very excited. But, yeah, again, this episode, not much central plot. A famous filler episode that did not end. Like, what was it, last season? The first major filler episode involved Castiel being hilarious, or was that the season before? I forget. The season with the cartoon shit.
but that was a good one.
Yeah, exactly. That was a really good filler episode. So, I was hoping for something like that, but we didn't get it. So, I don't know.
I mean, Kate
I want to know. Go ahead.
Kate was one of those characters that, is good but bad. I mean, bad in the fact that, she's a monster that they would hunt, but she's taken the route where she doesn't need to do the things that her monster story says she needs to do.
Yeah, she doesn't need to do it, and
No.
she does need to do it, but she's got it under control pretty good by eating, pretty much everything except human.
Anything that won't be missed.
Yeah, like she said, anything people will hopefully not miss.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good. And then, I don't know, we don't see that many characters like her anymore.
No.
So, that was a nice change.
It's very reminiscent of the werewolf from season 2, and
The one that Sam had the hots for.
yeah, it's like, and then he had to put her down or whatever. It was very kind of like a touching moment or whatever, and I felt that way with the two sisters. It's just like she had to do something horrible, like she saved her sister from dying only to kill her herself.
Yeah, it was that. I mean, you see similar stories like that in everywhere. She did basically some horrific, impossible task to save her sister's life, to save a loved one's life, and then later, it causes that loved one goes crazy or evil or something, and she has to put her down.
Like, they discuss like actual generations of werewolfism, and how that the further down the line you get, the easier it is to control. And Kate is a 4th generation werewolf, so she has control. It was easy for her, but it only takes one time to lose control.
Right. I mean, her sister was a 5th generation werewolf. That should have made it even easier.
Doesn't matter if you're 20th generation. It only takes one time.
Yeah, right. One time screwed up, and
Yeah.
then it's like, nom, 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 nom.
Do we even know what turned Kate in the first place?
Wasn't it that professor at that school? Was that the deal? Because they were the college kids who were filming, like they were obsessed with film and shit.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure it turned out to be the professor. One of the professors at the school was like a really old werewolf or something. Was that it? Was that episode?
I'm not
I think
100%
so.
sure. I'm looking right now, actually.
Yeah, I believe that was it. I remember there was an episode in...
Kate came from, I think, season 5?
No. I thought it was like 7 or 8.
Was it?
It was her boyfriend that was bitten.
Right, that was it. And then I don't remember. Come now, typey people.
Sorry, what? What?
Yeah. It was season 8, and Kate met Michael Wheeler while he
Okay.
and Brian Wilcox were filming. Throughout his ordeal of becoming a werewolf, she supported and tried to help him. My cat keeps going crazy in the back. She began, however, to develop a dislike for her roommate Brian, who was also developing feelings for her for antagonizing Michael. She watched as the two of them, now both werewolves, argued, eventually degraded into a fight. She was turned by Brian, so it wasn't her boyfriend. She was turned by Brian after he stabbed her boyfriend Michael in a fight with a silver knife. Enraged, she used her newly acquired werewolf powers to rip Brian apart.
All right.
Nom, 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 nom.
Okay, that was it. But it was originally the teacher who turned the first kid. Right? Was that it? The
Doesn't
professor.
say, but I'm assuming.
I remember that was the point of one of those episodes at that point. Who knows? But, yeah. Really excited for next episode. I don't know, what else can we talk about for this one, really?
Well, I mean, there's the dynamic between Tasha and Kate. I mean, they were really close. Kate saved her from a car accident. And, Tasha just went off the deep end, and Kate had to cover for her.
Yeah, she was willing to take a bullet for her, as she put it.
As Dom said, there were a lot of similarities between Kate and her sister and Sam and Dean. I mean, it really, if the boys would have paid a little bit more attention to the girls, they might have actually found, like, the light at the end of the tunnel for their own fucking problems. Of course, they're both too stubborn to do so, but...
Yeah, they're both really stubborn.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sam that I knew when shit got... Like, if this was Dean, Sam wouldn't have stopped until he found a cure for stop it. Wouldn't have, like, he wouldn't have stopped. He wouldn't have stabbed his own brother. He would have kept going till he found a cure for the werewolfism. And it seems like this is something that they would have done 2 seasons ago, but now they just don't care. They want to eliminate them. I don't know. It seems weird to me.
Yeah. Like, I believe Heather said earlier, they were kind of the hypocrites in this situation.
Well, I mean, they were supposed to be taking their R&R, so maybe they still are somewhat exhausted from this whole Dean Mon fiasco. I mean, it makes sense that they're still maybe a little bit traumatized.
And I guarantee you, Dean's not thinking with a very clear Dean head right now. He's not the
No.
same person as he was last season. He still has the mark. It's still thirsting for things. It's
Yeah.
going to.
He wants
So-
to kill things.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is why he said, I need this, gotta do this. And Sam's like, all right, if, it turns sour at any point, you have to tell me. And he's like, yep, cool, no problem. You like, pack this shit up. He's in the car. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
So he's probably feeling the itch to kill something. He's just not letting on very well.
Choking it down.
Yeah.
He's
And
choking
Why
it down.
would you let it on? I mean, Dean's kind of an addict in that sense where he wants to do things his way and get his way and maybe spill a little blood at the same time. It's kind of always been that way.
Yeah.
He's very motivated to, kill all the evils, and now even more so because he knows what evil feels like.
Yeah, he was evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no remorse there now. He knows what goes through their minds. He knows how they think, what they feel. You know, he knows exactly what motivates and drives them now. So why give them the chance in the first place? If she's going to be so bloodthirsty and so foolish with what she's been given, why give her the grace to be nice and cure her or help her when she's already off the deep end?
Which comes back to Dean being a hypocrite because he was really off the deep end, and the only savior was his brother at that point.
Yeah.
So,
He was off the reservation.
All Tasha's sister Kate wanted to do was save Tasha, just like all Sam wanted to do was save Dean. But Dean was blind the entire fucking episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I guess Sam was kind of wanting to help at the same, but he's like, he knew that, I guess he kind of has it in his head that there is no werewolf cure at all, but he still wanted to, like, benefit of the doubt deal, but then Dean's like, no. And Sam's like,
yeah, we found a cure.
Sam's like, I'm not fucking with this, because if I fight with you, like, yeah, it's kind of like...
if they dig deep enough in their archives, though, they're going to find one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They probably
will. It's kind of given the feeling now that Sam is scared that if he pushes Dean in the wrong direction at all, that Dean's going to snap and go back to what he was, or he's going to push Sam away again. So Sam, when Dean's like, there's no cure, we're just going to kill her, Sam's just like, okay.
Yeah, it's a rope bridge with frayed ropes. You have to be really careful where you step.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
What it is. He's like, okay, I wouldn't normally do this, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Cool. Great. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, real cool.
But how long is that going to go on before Dean gets annoyed at like, dude, stop being so accommodating?
I think it's going to come down to I think it's more going to come down to the point that Dean is going to want to do something so absurd and so off the deep end again that Sam's going to have to choose between pissing off his brother and
doing the right thing, basically.
Doing the right thing.
I think at this point, though, Dean has Crowley. Doesn't want Dean to go any further into the deep end. Castiel's sitting there. He wants to help, and Sam's there the whole time making sure his brother doesn't do anything bad. He's got 3 people versus him. But the only thing that the thing that makes him more powerful than all 3 of them put together is that mark on his arm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he has 3 people to stop him, but I don't know if they can.
Well, as long as he doesn't get his hands back on the blade, that mark is just the mark.
Well, I think, didn't Crowley said he was going to put it on the moon or something? Get creative?
He said he was going to get, the equivalent of putting it on the moon.
Okay. I trust Crowley to put it somewhere where he can get to again. That's far out of everybody's reach.
Mm-hmm. I hope he literally puts it on the moon.
He's going to make him work for it.
Yeah.
At least put it on Mars.
Make them put on an astronaut suit, get in a rocket, blast off into space to get this frickin' blade back.
I hope he went up there and tied it to like the underside of one of the rovers or something like that on Mars.
Yeah.
Because they're never going to retrieve those. They're just going to stay there.
No.
I don't know. But that's all I got for this episode. If you guys have anything else.
My main complaint about this episode is the 2 werewolves that Tasha turned at the end.
Oh, God. I forgot about them. They were so dumb.
Their characters
Brandon and Travis.
Oh,
they had names?
Yes, they did.
Brandon and Travis.
Unfortunately, they did, and they didn't deserve names at that point because they were useless
One of them was... I got a very dumb Twilight vibe from one of them.
God.
Of course, the 2 names that I actually get right for once, off the top of my head, are the 2 most annoying, useless piece of shit characters in a show ever.
Hey, man, you're dead. You don't get to speak.
Yeah. It was like Dumb and Dumber on acid.
No.
Dumb and Dumber is a good movie.
It is a great movie.
It is, but anyway.
I think the worst character was the guy at the bar at the beginning.
Which one's that? The one that they interrogated?
Brian, I think it was. The one that died.
We're not cops, I know.
It's like, we're not cops. Yeah, but a badge is a badge.
Like,
whatever.
I don't know. There were...
There was some questionable characters that probably could have been left out. Being that it was filler, you didn't really need those extra little tidbits.
Bad extras are bad extras.
And like
Yeah.
I said, I got like the drive of this episode was good enough, but the actual like outcome of the episode was so boring for me.
I don't know. I think it was a good filler episode. It's not the most entertaining, but
No.
for terms of plot advancement, it subtly did.
A little bit.
A little.
And like you brought up before, it did solidify the relationship between Sam and Dean by
Showing us it in another light.
in a completely different light.
Yeah.
I don't care. Next week will be fine.
Next week we'll make up for this big time.
Next week,
Yeah.
I will only be happy as if Castiel or Crowley make an appearance in there.
Oh, of course they will. Mark
have
Shepard's
to.
gonna sing. Oh my god!
I'm gonna be extremely surprised if we don't see Bobby in some capacity. I'm gonna be extremely surprised if we don't see the Trickster in some capacity.
Oh, I want him back. I know, right?
Like they have potential with this next episode to bring in a lot of people that we missed.
Oh my
Whoa.
goodness!
Speaking, okay, here's the official synopsis. Supernatural celebrates its 200th episode. When Sam and Dean investigate the disappearance of a teacher, they are stunned to see the school is putting on a musical based on their lives. Familiar faces abound in this milestone episode.
Well, familiar faces. We know Felicia Day is going to be in it. I know.
She's
Nikki's
gonna
got that
sing.
girl.
I like Felicia Day.
I have
Most
nothing.
likely because Felicia Day does a lot of singing with the guild, so she will most likely sing
No.
something.
See, I didn't mind that. I mean,
I don't mind
like-
Felicia Day. I just don't like the
Felicia's-
character Charlie.
I don't like Charlie. I
Right,
don't like the
right.
character. Felicia Day is
Right.
an amazing person. She's an amazing actress. I just
Charlie's
Charlie.
annoying.
Ugh.
Charlie's
Ugh.
annoying.
I like Charlie.
No, Charlie's horrible.
She's annoying.
She really is.
She's whiny.
Actually, I
And you're
didn't.
not right now?
You're always whiny.
I didn't mind her in the episode where she was doing the video game over and over and over and over again. That was okay. I didn't mind that, but that was because it was more action packed than skipping merrily down freaking Yellow Brick Road. Who fucking does that nowadays?
Yeah. Like, she will most likely have at least one little tiny song in there.
If they're bringing her in, they're gonna have to explain how she got back from Oz.
Yes, they will.
I'm waiting for a
She's gonna walk in the play with like ruby slippers or something.
I'm waiting for Dean to ask her to say, "Hey Charlie, how was Candy Mountain?" No, nobody.
Let's go to Candy
Just
Mountain,
have it.
Charlie.
She gonna be missing her kidney too.
Yeah, gonna wake up with no kidneys.
Charlie.
And a bathtub full of ice.
But so
Shun-dun-dun-dun.
the very end of the synopsis said that they're going to be a musical on their life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is anybody else thinking Chuck?
Chuck.
No, yeah, it's what I got from it. The promo of the episode was that it's based off of the books. I don't know if we're going to see Chuck, but it's based off of his books.
I'm almost willing to guarantee you that we're going to see Chuck, if not only in the previously on Supernatural aspect where they showed Chuck right in the book.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
but
yeah, don't
that's
do that.
not even cool. That's a really bad tease.
It is, but at
Last
least we
time.
get to see him.
Yeah, then, and it's just Chuck, like, hi.
Hi.
Now that makes me sad. Why'd you say that?
You're welcome.
He is the bringer of unhappiness.
And I do it with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
And then we just say
Yeah.
something that pisses him off and he goes away. So we'll make it for it later.
Anyway, I think that's our show.
It is.
That is. So, in which order shall I do this tonight? We'll go down there. Heather, where can they find you?
Twitters. OLARIS_RHEA.
Underscores. Yeah.
Underscores.
Miss Omikins.
They can also find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Dom.
You can find me up there, above
Again.
me,
Again.
at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Do, 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 do.
And you can find me there. Thildren, THILLADREN, because we're spelling this all out. And because we're spelling things out, you could also find us on YouTube. The channel name is ASOTV PODCAST. And you can
ASOTV podcast. It's easier that way.
Yeah, it's easier that way. Also on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Gmail, Dom's Creepy Face. Follow us at all those places for more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Titties. You'll see
I went the whole show without saying it.
There's going to be a great blooper reel based on this episode. It's going to involve titties and this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thingy and...
a big mess.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
This is what happens when you wake me up.
This is what happens when we wake her up.
No, this is what happens when Dom's here.
This is true.